But anyway, dealing with this particular scientist we're dealing with here. In the 1960s, although you got out in the street and marched, and you marched and it was for integration, which most of the people who marched with Martin Luther King say, if we would have known this shit would have happened, we would have never done it. We didn't know where the shit was going. And then in the 1970s, they marched a bunch of them niggas in, Andrew Young, Jesse Jackson, and paid them niggas off. And the only one they couldn't pay off was Hosea Williams, so they put what is called character assassination on him. That's what they did with automatics and that whole thing here, and the whole Reverend Buffon sharpness. But still yet, but still yet it's character assassination. But the key is this. Even though you had the civil rights thing going down, the people didn't know of no government conspiracy. You was doing what you thought was real. So therefore it created an energy and a vortex. Try to understand this. You didn't know that there was cover up. You thought that it was real deal shit. So what happened was this. The energy got so strong that it even drove their own children wild with the hippie shit. Right? And Vietnam protests, Kent State, Attica, and the whole 9 yards. So the practice said, wait a minute, this shit is getting out of hand. What we need to do is we need to start giving people what they want. So in the early 1970s, they start putting out all these programs and they start paying people off. And the COINTELPRO lulled people to sleep. They said, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to put them to sleep and we're going to go so advanced until we're going to be into the year 2005. 2005. When these people wake up in the late 80s and the 90s, they're going to go right back to that shit they were doing in the 60s, and they don't even understand. The revolutionary construct, or the revolutionary thing that we were doing in the 60s, we encourage that shit now. Because we Because we in the year 2025, the year 3000 without technology. You see? So therefore, they encourage revolutionaries. You see what I'm saying? They encourage you dealing with the same structure that you did in the damn 60s. See, the energy is gone from that now because the crack on a whole nother frequency. And now that means one thing. That means the only way that you can fight this war now is through the occult sciences, which is your own spiritual stuff. Now, what I mean by that? That means the only way that you can fight this war now is through the occult sciences, which is your own spiritual stuff. Now, what I mean by that?